Hi, my babies. How are we doing? All right. This is going to be kind of a channeled message. This is going to be a reading more about what is the advice on how to handle this person. Hear me out on what I'm downloading about this person. Now, this is kind of going to be like a love reading. I am picking up on a masculine. Okay. This is somebody that has been in and out, in and out, in and out of your life. It just doesn't stop. I don't think this person stays for a long period of time in your life. They disappear. The one person I guess I am picking up on for this reading is Nosferatu, Count Orlok. That is his name. Earlier I was trying to remember his name. I couldn't remember it. Okay. If you've seen that movie, would apply to you big time, because I'm literally feeling you are tied to a Count Orlok. Pretty much the synopsis of that movie, it's extremely dark, it's twisted, it's scary, it's very spooky, but bottom line is it's about an 800-year-old vampire that fell in love with a human. He's bitter that she moved on and found, married on to somebody else, and then Count Orlok gets bitter about it and peeved about it. He destructs a whole town and manipulates her husband. It's actually low-key funny. If you think about it, he's a really petty vampire, okay? But that's kind of how I'm feeling like your person is. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of like that. If got a notification sign, if I can't have you, no one can. I feel like this person is deep down controlling. I'm not going to lie. This person has control issues, okay? But I really want to see what's going on, because I'm more picking up on what is the advice on this person, because there is something to understand with this person is obviously, I always teach you guys and my personal clients, you continuously feed into the same cycles, nothing's going to change. If you're constantly inviting this person back, or if you're setting up boundaries but easily letting them back in after 6 months of no contact, that's not you asserting your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? You're still being a doormat to this person, okay? And that's where, in a way, I think this collective, you get it, but you don't, because I really feel like I'm tapping into somebody, you still let them in, okay? Like Evelyn in the movie, she kind of resents Count Orlok. Like I said, it's kind of dark and messed up. He was pretty much preying on the girl, but I feel like this collective, for some of you, you could be moved on to somebody else, others of you not, but there is a resentment towards this person because there's a scene in the newer movie, Nosferatu. She confronts Orlok and she's like, pretty much, I was just a child. You fed into me and all this sort of stuff. You really preyed on me. And I feel like this person, you are finally building up that resentment a little bit towards this person. But I'm going to let my guides lead the way. Like I said, if this doesn't apply, sit right. You don't want to hear what I have to say? That is okay. I will be back some other time. But I'm not going to lie. I feel like maybe that's how you describe this person, is kind of petty. That it's like they could go do what they want, but the moment you move on, you can't. But let me see. What is the advice on how to handle this person? Because we got retrograde coming up. I feel like, and I'm hearing it is inevitable, this person will be back. They always do. If this is your reading, it's not like, oh, are they coming back? They're coming back. Like Evelyn and Count Orlok, you guys have clearly a huge telepathic communication, because, mainly throughout the movie, they always spoke telepathically, spiritually. And, I'm hearing that line where she says, come to me, hear my call. I feel like you deep down, you manifest this person back. But let's see. Let's see what they got to say. I have a funny feeling. Eight of Castles, Three of Crypts right here. Temperance in reverse at the bottom of the deck. I will say this collective, the best way I can describe you and this, I will say you and this person are kind of toxic. I'm not going to romanticize this connection. It's not like oh my God, yeah, they're obsessed and they're petty and this is toxic. Because I really do feel like for a long time, this person perfectively kept you in a cage. With that, like what he's doing, I feel like this is you. You're trying to find your way out of this. You're trying to find your freedom. This person didn't give you that freedom. And that's where I'm saying, I'm immediately stopping this and saying this is not romanticized. I do feel like whether there still is now, like I said, or before, there was always third parties in the way, whether it's you or this person, it doesn't matter. I have to say this person is low-key emotionally manipulative. I'm not going to lie. Because with that Temperance in reverse, this person didn't really, if I need you to really sit with this, this person really didn't teach you to go find yourself. This person taught you how to bend the knee to them. To be a little bit more submissive to them. They didn't teach you independence. They didn't teach you to go find yourself or, go love yourself more. No. Again, I kept picking up that if I can't have you, no one can. And you really got that confused with love. That's why I immediately had to sit with this for a second. I'm like, this should not be romanticized. In the nicest way, first advice here, do not romanticize this connection. Step one. Because I feel like this collective with that 3 of Crips energy and 8 of Pentacles, you spent a long time doing that, but they love me in their own way. They always come back. They're there for me, but at the same time, they abandon you just as quick. This person has over time taught you needed them. That's manipulation. Okay? Knight of Castles in reverse. The star, what did I just say? This person made you believe this was a journey you were meant to hang on to. Knight of Castles, they're saying the journey needs to stop. That's where they're saying that, and I agree with this. They're saying, no, this is not the right time at all. They're saying it needs to be done. This is very karmic-y energy. I'm not gonna lie. Ace of Candles. This connection was built off of lust. That's where I feel like this person, I'm surprised I haven't seen the Emperor yet. I'm seeing a masculine, but not a good, I'm seeing this person's very domineering. They could be a little bit controlling on you. That is not something to romanticize. But Ace of Wands, I feel like this person, like this candle, literally did bring back that light back in you, that spark back into you again. This person made you feel very good about yourself for a short period of time. All this person this is control. This person really has taught you to wait for them, to beg for them back, that come to me, hear my call. It's like this person really does prey on you a little bit. Let me channel that real quick of that come to me, hear my call. Because in a way, I feel like this collective, you kind of have your moments, you manifest them. 5 of Claws. 4 of Claws at the bottom of the deck. One sec. Okay, I'm going to call you both out. And you see how that creepy hand is there? Kind of like Nosferatu, in that scene. He's like taking over the town a little bit. I'm telling you, it could be both of you, one of you. Stop doing spells on each other. Stop doing O methods. Stop doing that stuff. Because I'm literally staring at this Ace of Wands. I had to really sit with this. I think one or both of you light things up to get stop. I'm hearing immediately, this is not a connection to romanticize. This is toxic. This is not love. And to be honest with you, let me see more with that 8 of Pentacles. What is your advice on this collective as far as how to move forward? 7 of Crips and then the Empress. I attract, I never chase. Quit choosing somebody that treats you like an option. Because like Nosferatu, as much as he loved Evelyn, he always only came in contact with her when he needed something or when he was bored or if he misses. You know what I'm saying? It's only of a spur of a moment thing with this person. I think this person really fed you empty promises. 7 of Crips, 7 of Cups right here. This person's always treated you like an option. Maybe, I'm also hearing it may not be all the way about other people because I do think this person's hyper fixated on you, but they've always chosen other things, other careers, other business, other things over this connection. This person doesn't want love. You do, but I think this person has fed you nonsense for a long period of time. Empress, you need to stand your own ground on this person and simply say, hold on one second. Actually, get you out of your notepads and pens. I'm going to teach you something I know you have never taught this person before. Hold on. I don't think you have, ever. We're going to be, I don't think you've always been like, oh my God, let me see more at the Empress, because you've also leveled up without this person recently. Tell them no. Six of Castles. Again, do you want a man or do you want a boomerang? This is your boomerang.